because they prioritize this Ezreal Karma so much. That's exceptional, Kobe, to be able to get this first Drake.
Yeah, our bottom triangle is going pretty well. We do have to still be cautious around this flash timer from Saint.
Hansama, no arrow. They're immediately just going to follow up. Instantaneous Crescent Guard. The ulti comes in from LeBron. It's just a little bit short. Lyon, clean, effortless dive. Follow-up ulti coming in from Berserker. Just a bit of chip damage, but ultimately first blood to Lyon.
The calculation from Lyon. You go for grubs, we go for cross-map play. Now Dokla's under attack, though. He should know his weak side.
Wall coming in behind. No way to escape, no slice and dice, but still chasing down Broken Blade. Broken Blade has to be careful here. Dokla hoping he can flash out to safety, gets him a little bit closer, but Broken Blade takes him down.
Good cross map by Skumon. You could see Dokla couldn't quite get the wave all
First time is Caps is setting up. Currently just set to be a 50-50, but Lyon are stepping forward, threatening for more.
Whoa.
W flash from Inspired a bit awkward. Finds the initial knock-up onto Skumon, but has zoned him enough away that they can get the uncontested smite. Shockwave onto only Isles. It's a bit of an awkward start for G2. Saint looking to find some impact with this arrow. Good sides up from...
So here's the question. We know that Lyon likes generally slower games, but I also don't feel like this G2 composition loves to play fast. Like the Orianna, Jarvan, Anivia, and the Death Ball that we talked about in draft, they should also be comfortable in a slow pace of game.
And I think Lyon really prefer, if Inspired's like, you know what, our approach to this fight has, you know, like a 5% chance lower success rate than like a normal fight.
Take the next fight.
Let's not do it. Yeah, it's like, you know what? Let's just keep on focusing bottom of the map. The dragons, the dragons, the dragons. And so they do trade.
Finally see a fight as G2 are a bit split. Lyon have all 5 members together. Caps flash away from Inspired. Inspired locked up, but it's Broken Blade isolated. Forced to flash as well. Ulti again from LeBron. Only going to hit one. Immediate Mikhail's going in. LeBron now in the midst of the entire team. They get a decent combo on the side of G2, but it's that Skumon now caught in Saint, who steals away the Cataclysm, takes the double. He's just using G2's ultis better.
Saint goes in.
Draco's going wide. And the Seraphine ult only connecting on one, and immediately Lyon. And from the rest of the team, they're going to pick up the Dragon after that. It is a huge, huge fight. The domino effect for the rest of the game.
Soul point now for Lyon with a gold lead. A good start. And I got to say, I love the smile I see.
The Dragon Soul, a Hextech Soul on Ezreal Karma is insane.
Here we go. Ash Arrow.
Still going to get connect. Skumon hit. Initial knock up there. Stun, CC follow. Finally, LeBron gets a good ult, but it doesn't matter because his jungler is already dead.
Yep. Saint gonna collect the rest of the gold off the top side of the map, pushing while G2 get this setup that you're looking at on your screen right there around the dragon, and that is key. As we said, the setup for this fight, now that everybody is very, very, very close in power, pretty even. If Saint can finish his second item after getting the rest of the gold from top, which I assume he's doing right now.
Perhaps the engage. Nope, gonna crash into the wall. Wall set up though, crystallized a lot of ranks there already, but they spot Dokla on the side. They're trying to isolate him out of the fight instantaneously, fighting back into the choke point on Lyon's side of the river. Hard flash from LeBron. Doesn't look like it's going to matter. Inspired living for far too long, but Skumon manages to peel off Dokla. 4v4, support down for top laner. Broken Blade stepping up. The flip going in favor of Skumon. Saint burning down. Just barely able to escape the defiance from Isles, keeping him standing. Berserker on the front lines, but Cap's the one to walk forward. The Orianna that they gave him, delivering kills for G2.
Absolutely clutch team fight by G2 and an even clutcher smite by Skumon. If they give over the Hextech Soul there, they probably lose the fight on the back end, but they definitely win out there, Kobe.
G2 defend the critical moment of this game. What could be the turning point of the entire game right there. And LeBron with his dying breath, even with this huge flank from Renekton, he does get off his
Inspired
flash.
had no ultimate. Everyone had to retreat. Berserker
no Orianna right there.
Well, they did get his egg.
Broken Blade. Egg already gone. Yeah. They're looking for a full breakfast here on the top side. Down goes the bird. Little fried chicken for Lyon.
Let's see
overplaying into their hands as now Dokla's been caught out. Dominus on the side. Lyon looking for a bit of re-engage onto Skumon, hoping to split this fight. Instantaneous engage from Saint, but now LeBron multi-man ultimate. Hansama already dead, but it might not matter because the ball is there. Just in time, past to Skumon. But Lyon, they don't hesitate. Isles on the chase. Faces of G2. But we've highlighted it so well. If you have to fight into this G2 composition, you see why this is a nightmare. Inspired, forced to pull the trigger, recognizing he has to go now. Ulti, isolating Broken Blade, locked up by the Cataclysm, and it's a flank from Saint. Flashed away from the arrow, though. It's Hansama and Caps retreating, pulling away. Dokla into their back line, though. The Yip's gone. The Yip duck. The follow-up is there. Caps isolated alone, hoping to find the command attack, but he times it wrong. He doesn't have the space, so Saint survives. And in the meantime, Berserker is dishing out damage. G2 on the ropes. 3 members still standing, though. It's an extended fight. St. Low has access to
no
the
summoners. Drake started again.
Seeker down for Saint as well. Lyon are first to the play. Caps walking in, but he's exposing himself to vulnerability. Immediate control ward to spot out Isles, trying to keep their ready for
They're gonna flip it.
The ult coming in from Saint, but there's no follow-up. He's gonna try to solo, make the play happen. Skewmon isolated in the pit, forced to get out. They just want the soul. Instantaneous turn. They have to get it. Lyon can take the fight. They most certainly get the soul. And now they descend upon G2. The Lions tearing them to pieces.
St. Silas is crazy with it! He goes in, he makes the play onto LeBron, and Lyon are gonna take the soul! They're gonna take the Baron as well!
Stacking advantages throughout the game. Peaking in game 1, Kobe. This is insane. This team fighting from Lyon.
Oh my goodness, it was so close too. G2, constant fights back and forth, pushing them. The previous one was so even with just the 2 kills each. But this one critically means everything with the soul, with the Baron, with the map control. G2, they need to
Realizing
go.
Satan has bought you the space you need to secure that objective on
0-4 in this game 1.
Really good understanding of his own strength, the power of the upgraded Merc treads as well, buying him so much space. Remember, he didn't have Seekers in the previous fight. He didn't have the money, had to use it in the previous play.
A lot of teams, if you're up against an Ashe, you'd want a more 4-1, but they're getting away with it for now. Saint able to get the solo gold and pretty much the entire turret. And now you can see Inspired joining the other 4. I like this.
Additional gold, 4,000 gold advantage on top of the soul as G2 are forced back here. Shockwave onto Dokla, hoping to get a pick, but instead they're kicking off a fight. Caps isolated, ulti from LeBron, good, but an immediate cleanse comes out from Berserker. Dokla still able to walk away. Wind's becoming light, and Skewmon's in trouble. Just barely able to walk that one off. No true shot barrage there, but now it's LeBron getting sacrificed to the Lambs. Lyon going for the throat. Finding that single kill, still have pressure in the bottom lane. Broken Blade trying again to make the difference. TP into the bottom lane as well, but it's going to cost them the inhibitor just to go for this play. Saint looking to find a way out. Healing there, extra 400. Caps forced to flash back. Saint, 2.5 seconds. Gets space for his team to get out in the other play. Wants to go in. Nice sidestep from Caps. Means 1,000 gold shutdown.
That is a huge...
Engage on Berserker. Shift backwards. True shot barrage across the team. Ball hoping to match the flanker. Saint instantly from behind. Shockwave to pull in 2. Continuing to dash forward. Dismantling the back line of G2. And it's Big Dokes leading the charge. G2 wanted to contest the Elder. And now they're getting knocked out of the game.
Again, it's the Saint of North America. He finds the flank and he shockwaves both G2 carries.
Saint has played incredibly. Lyon is going to push it in for a game 1 win.
Caps' Orianna. We thought they might have doubted it, but he dismantled it. Lyon, better in the fights, better in the early game. G2 sent reeling in game 1 as Lyon strike the first blow in this best of 5 for the LCS and North America. MSI last year. And now Isles getting things kicked off, extending the trade just a little bit. It's common for Berserker, so we know we will be seeing a bit more poke. Skewmon on the way in. Aegis Assault for movement speed, looking to lock up Berserker. Berserker no cleanse. Importantly, Isles trying to stop anything else from going down, but a flash isn't even going to save him. First blood for G2 Esports.
Beautiful gank for G2 for Skewmon with perfect information. They knew Inspired was up on the top side, counter jungling, so they had, wait a second,
Re-engage on Isles. TP back in, they're hoping to get a bit more.
That's a slow TP.
Empowered Spear is going to be there. That's a very slow TP, but now Inspired's hoping to find the double. Berserker on the way, and they'll at least get one. Flash out from Skewmon. Minefield to slow them down. If Skewmon gets out, it's still a good trade, but if he doesn't, they're in trouble. Hansama body blocking the Q, going in. Skewmon getting lower. The Aegis Assault up in the nick of time, just barely makes it out.
That's so huge for G2 right there. Hansama still has...
because they know the junglers could have a huge influence, but they've got vision.
Slow one. Inspired is here, but it's a tough start.
Q3 ready to go. He's in the Mega still, though. Inspired on the way up. Skewmon, though, such a low health bar. Whoa. And this means Lyon are taking the fight. Level 6 for Broken Blade. Hoping to get something back. Stacking the Q3 up. Needs to lock up Dokla. He flashed backwards. Broken Blade is nasty with it. Are you kidding me? Dokla, though, wants to turn it back. Has the advantage. Broken Blade running for his life. He just can't dance around those autos. And it's Dokla who strikes back.
The teleport was a bait. Dokla had just...
Another key play there. The wallop is there, though. Dokla didn't use ult in the previous fight. Broken Blade's getting dunked on. Once again, he has been broken.
Big Dokla gonna go. Everybody still has flashes basically on Lyon, save for their support, of course, and mid lane is the battlefield.
Hold that thought. I'm watching the replay. There's two fights happening at the same time. We can see the 1v1, but Lebrov now with backup from his jungler wants to make this happen. Nice flashback coming from Saint. Excellent mechanics from Inspired. Gets Lebrov low. Isles also on the way in, and now it's G2 on the retreat. TP coming in. Dokla on the side. All 5 of Lyon have arrived to the play, and G2 forced to run back to their own jungle. Nowhere left to go. It's Tavares out of nowhere with the steel chair.
Yeah, even Berserker teleport. It's just way too late because they've already chased him down. And so with the Pantheon ultimate being used and going the way of Lyon with the early pressure. Dragon though, for G2, they're going to be able to claim it this time around.
Should be theirs, as Inspired had to buy items, go back through his jungle. You can even see that Lebrov is right up there looking for a fight.
Dokla about to go mega. Isles in the area though. Inspired is also on the way. It's a disaster for G2. Everybody from Lyon is once again right where they need to be.
Team play for Lyon and Mega.
They're sitting incredibly comfortable in this game too. Sonic Wave gonna contest. Q3 ready to go for Broken Blade. Not gonna get the angle. He's dizzy. He can do nothing. Big Dokes dunks him down once again.
That's beautiful. And that was G2 will able to kill him. But also, like, Lyon with this 3,000 gold lead, I don't love that they're just giving over the second Drake. They clearly have a lot of confidence in their ability to play with the gold lead. But G2, you should take those 2 Drakes for sure.
Happy to fight for it. I imagine the 3rd Drake is will see a little bit more of a contest.
Yep.
And to your point earlier, with Mountain Soul potentially on the board, even if G2 don't have a true tank, it will still be really valuable against that single AP threat, just to up those baseline resistances. Caps playing with a lot of respect here. There's no semi-globals on the side of Lyon, but they've been so diligent in finding these moments, these opportunities, that he's still just going to back away on the top side.
Yeah, I think it's just a hover play because they don't have eyes on the Pantheon, so they don't know
the risk by forcing them to come up and respond to these waves. You see Isles already on the way down. If they can chip away at a few of those key cooldowns from G2, leverage some of the advantage they have to take a bit more space as they're doing now. Zenith Blade ready to go. Q flash forward. Inspired looking for a bit of setup. Broken Blade has to flash over the wall. Lebrov not able to do anything. It's the R flash from Inspired. Again, the mechanics are too damn clean.
I guess they can also just do that.
They get Dokla's flash, and I think that's the most they can hope for. G2 just going to back away.
Yeah, they really wanted that big bounty. That's 525 gold, so Dokla just flashed away, made sure that wasn't a disaster, and now they're trying to repush.
I don't think you can hold this turret either. So G2, TP in. Lyon commit their resources in response, and now the tier 1 falls. Sonic Wave not going to turn into a resonating. No pressure on them to do anything on the map. Looking for little advantages, chipping away slowly at G2 in this game, continuing to extend that gold lead, and now denying soul point from G2 as Hans does what he can to use that ulti and just clear out some of these waves, stop some of the pressure coming out of this Lyon lineup.
Yeah, even invading the jungle. Lyon now trying to take over the safe pathways of rotation between objectives. Dragon taken away, and mid lane looks like it's going to be the next target here. It's already so low that it's a pretty much one shot, and that's the last of your outer defenses now down for G2. Good smite.
Oh, good smite. Try and turn it.
Up.
It's huge.
Back under the tower. Lockup is there. Double knockup coming in from Lebrov's ulti. Zenith Blade is there. The Solar Flare does a bit of work, but now it's Doku's locked up, about to turn mini. Caps on the chase. G2 know this is their window to try to force a greater advantage. Broken Blade on the side, but there's no one there to alley-oop. Someone on a sloppy recall. Again, Lyon very much grouped up. You highlighted it well. Mid lane the main focus. Moving up now towards Caps, or at least maybe just trying to control Baron if he can hit those abilities or not. Pantheon coming down on a Berserker. Immediate Ghost Blade to take him away. Saint now following. They're looking for a disengage, but Isles is recommitted to the fight. The miasma there to stop him getting out. Broken Blade up on the side, trying to make the difference. Windwall to stop any potential follow-up. Now able to retreat as well. An excellent pick for G2. Down goes Isles, but Broken Blade injured.
And that's with the Drake up right now, so I feel like Lyon is potentially going to have to concede the Saint, and Berserker could teleport back in now that Inspired is here, and Dokla about to hit Meganar.
Dokla about to hit Mega, hooked in, wall up there. He's trying to make his way out. They're trying to burn him down so he can't get the ulti. Dokla being low, the Mega gonna fade away. Lyon, it looks like gonna back off of this one, willing to concede soul point. They don't want to risk the fight.
G2, huge fast play for them. They get the pick, they see them in the river, they do not hesitate, and they get themselves to Dragon Soul Point, that Mountain Soul Dracos.
The 2 minutes until this soul, potential soul for G2 will spawn. The tension continues to grow as neither team feels like they're in a good spot to force the Baron, but now Pantheon heading bot lane. Dokla running for his life. Inspired just reset. A tiny window now for G2 as the Mega Inferno Bomb is laid down on top. Dokla running for his life. Mayasba there, now wants to turn it with the Mega Gnar. Hits the wall up onto one, hoping to find the Gnar, but only connects onto two. And down goes Dokla. The shutdown for Caps.
The side lane pick that they were looking
It well. The Cassio tearing through the Baron, but Inspired. Can he take the 50-50? Will G2 take the risk? More importantly, Berserker ulti connecting onto Labrov. The follow-up, not quite going to connect on Hansama. Labrov getting lower. Sonic Wave connecting. Resonating Struck on the way in. The flash, they spotted Saint. The instantaneous Zanya's the Seeker, keeping him standing. Hansama's blinking health bar being zoned away now. Inspired looking for the follow. Ready to ward hop over the wall. Ready to turn it back. But Hansama still lives for an extra moment. Burning down Isles. Not quite able to finish it. A disaster of a satchel charge. Turns into two for Lyon. Skewmon and Caps, the last one's left standing, but this fight is all Lyon. The triple for Saint.
Saint and Inspired come up clutch. The Victor gets the early kills, teleports in behind him, but it is Inspired with his fearlessness chasing them down.
I think that is just so well communicated from Lyon. They call for the Varus ult into the Lyon ult to buy time for Saint to get there. They CC chain the Nautilus and delay until Saint can get there over the wall, the Victor ultimate, and he was ready with his Zhonya's.
Lyon looking to finish it here. Don't want to give any more time to G2 Esports. G2 might have taken down the back-to-back world champions, but they're on the cusp of losing back-to-back games against the one. Just now going to take over to level 2. They're going to notice it, but it might be too late. Q flash goes completely wide. LeBron still has access to the flash. They're trying to finish him out. First blood is there.
It's okay.
LeBron and Hans are going to be in trouble again. LeBron still has flash from the previous play, as does Hans. He's going to be forced to burn it now, and the damage is still coming in, and it's going to be enough. Isles taking the kill as Inspired flashes forward.
The point that we were making about Inspired's early jungle power on the Trundle over the Wukong. Wait.
Journey coming through, heal for additional movement speed, locking up Hansama, ulti onto him as well. Skewmon on the way in, wants to start spinning, has to body block the shot, and crucially does so. The play stops. Skewmon continuing to walk up. Realm Warp on the way in, means Saint on the way too. That's going to be a kill back for Skewmon, but he might just trade his life. Wants to take down Inspired, but does not have the damage. Berserker to finish it. Saint
Mid lane too, they had Dokla walk down there. It's over vision. He lands the axe.
He's going to run at Caps. Slowed him down. Caps has the flash, but I don't think there's really anywhere for him to go. Flashing finally away, but Saint over the wall as well. Locked up. The tower shot will not get them one in return. There as well. This man can't move. Running back into the tower of Lyon just to hit a plate, just to take time to contemplate what went wrong. He's as good as dead, but he's running for his life. He wants to go out on his terms. Broken blade falls.
Trying to time out the execute, but the red buff definitely helping extend the damage. What a beautiful sequence there by Lyon, shifting all over the map.
Yeah, it's just the rotations are so good. Everybody's on board as they make the play bottom. Then, okay.
Isles in trouble. Magical Journey, not enough. Quick kill for Caps.
Some hope back for G2. Going to make their way over. The objectives should be burned down in time for Lyon, but can G2 close the trap shut here? It doesn't look like they'll be able to cut off anyone from Lyon. Labrov and Skewmon still hunting.
Maybe Inspired will overcommit for a jungle camp, looking for an exit kill. Berserker under the tower here. Do they want to go for the dive? They don't have a wave to do it, but they're still trying to jail Berserker under this tower. Likely Inspired will cancel the recall. It's the cue to do it in the end.
Yeah, Isles on the way to defend as well, making sure they keep vision on Skewmon.
Lockdown onto Skewmon, connects. Forced to move out with the playful Trickster, and there's the ulti right when they need it. Skewmon gonna have to start spinning if he wants to get away from this one, trying to backstep the Q! Isles clutching the moment, living for an extra second before Inspired bites down, takes a chunk out of the G2 jungler. The ace in the hole, Saint on the way. Labrov moving in a different direction just because he knows he's a dead man walking. A beautiful play for Lyon and for Isles.
Isles hits the cosmic binding.
Just in case there was a dive, then cautiously checking the bush to see if Skewmon was still there.
Pressure on Hansama to play incredibly clean. If that Bard binding lands, there's no Mikhails to save him. Tower getting chunked out here. 4 members of G2 committing. Saint pushing in the top lane. Skewmon tanking a tower shot. Now it's Dokla who's going to run in and then immediately run back, opting out of the fight, but the tower still stands for an extra second as the wave will finally crash.
So they are going to continue their split push. It's top side for Lyon and mid lane for G2 as Broken Blade gets his way up to the tower as well. And I think that is just going to be Lyon sacrificing this dragon for sure.
Yeah.
There's no way for Saint to get down there, so they want that side lane rise to become that priority. They can open this map up, get those outer towers down.
And I think that was
what he can to scrape together some gold to get to that second item.
And that gold turns into meaningful power with the Infinity Edge being completed here for him. So, side lanes being dealt
That's
with.
the approach to team fights. But Lyon historically has been really good at finding flanks on team fights, so it's Saint finding an angle most likely, and then once they distract them, that's when I feel like Doku will try and run.
Saint is on the flank now. Mid lane tower potentially in trouble. Saint coming around the corner. G2 realize they have to back away. Good play from Lyon, breaking open mid lane tier 1, opens up so much more of the map as Skumond is so quick to jump in and stop anyone from riding on the Herald.
He smites it though, so if Lyon tries to burst this dragon, they might just go for it. At the very least, G2 would have to approach through these Caitlyn traps. They're not going to rush it though. They'd love to try and find a fight if G2 moves in.
G2 playing for mid prio. They've already lost bot prio. They're trying to take control of mid before they start to phase check. Ultimate going to connect on Labrov.
Okay.
Inspired moving in, a nice pillar to isolate Cap. Dokla, instantaneous flash over the wall. Ragnarok into the back line. They can't quite pass the DPS check, and he manages to make it out. Saint in pursuit, as is Inspired.
Taken beforehand for Lyon.
It's a good spot to be in. Realm up to the top side. They're
No
not
flash
satisfied
now.
with a 1-for-1. Cap's now in trouble. Tries to get away. The magical journey is there. Wants to get some damage down before he drops. G2 now feel like they have to make this play happen. Skumond thinks better of it. Starts to back away, but it might be too late. Lyon pushing in this top wave. Poised to take down the tier 2 tower.
Probably just the kill onto Caps. Lyon does have 5 people here, but they've used most of their crucial cooldowns. I wonder if they think about the Baron here.
They have Ragnarok. They have Tempered Fate. Caitlyn is strong. It still might feel like too tall of a task, but if Labrov gets caught, it certainly won't. Lockdown is there. Doku ready to go to the back line. He's got the Ragnarok ready to go, and he's starting to run back to the remaining members of G2. Skumond down. Jungler out of the equation, but the low health bars likely mean...
Then they have to retreat afterwards. They basically, Broken Blade was completely chunked out and burned his flash, so they have to concede the Drake after Dokla just takes on 2.
Such a good position for Lyon to be in. Only need Inspired to focus the Drake. The rest of them can fight for space around the Baron, and now it's Labrov who's instantaneously forced to flash, but now he's got nothing for the Tempered Fate. G2 gonna do what they can to try to peel him away, but Berserker is so damn strong!
Bard ult into Caitlyn trap into headshots. And that's another pick. That's another kill. G2, they constantly have to respect Bard ultis and Realm Warps, and now the Baron.
GS is going to TP in. I feel like they're going to have to try and stop this.
Isles doing what he can to body block. Tempered Journey. Skumond ready to move in. Cyclone there. Can he win the 50-50? Lyon aren't going to give him the angle. Backing off at 3K. Lyon holding the Baron. Isles getting lower. Berserker waiting over the wall, ready to go. A step forward,
so
chunking
tense.
out
They're
Caps.
getting lower.
Caps is about to die. Berserker solo killing Caps. A little support from Isles. Lyon determined to take the objective. Dokla ready to fight. Berserker, Hansama wants to make the difference. This might not be enough. Lockdown on the Broken Blade. Berserker sets a takeover, sending G2 to Valhalla. Lyon get the Baron, and then get the fight.
The patience from Lyon on that Baron. Are you kidding me, Dracos? They keep it leashed at 3K for what seems like an eternity, and they're gonna make this series short.
The trust that they have in each other to play that sequence out, and they land another Bard ult.
Their fate tempered, but all they can hope for is another 2.5 seconds in this one. Labrov falls, Lyon dominating.
Caps is going to respawn, so I don't think this is going to be the push for the Nexus just yet, but Lyon have taken a huge lead right here.
Isles, every member of Lyon there to see the triumph.
Man, the passive healing from Trundle there for Inspired. Now, 4 full item Caitlyn with the Bloodthirster to immune the poke from Broken Blade. You hit him, maybe you get the shield. If you do get the shield, he can life steal up. 9,000 gold lead. Well, it means it might be time to go
Flash in, Skumond trying to make a difference. He doesn't do any damage! Skumond still running, still holding on. Flash forward from Berserker. Down he goes. Broken Blade final back, healing up off the fountain, but Inspired is unkillable. Saint may have gone too far. Caps looking to fall. The timing has to be perfect, but no, the McHale's is there. Lyon moving into the base of G2, not giving them any chance to force a fight on their terms. Double towers down. Nexus exposed, and G2.
Dangerously low, but Berserker continues to be exceptional in this game. Headshot after headshot. I think it would have been nothing but improved. Lock-in champion, spring split champion, and potentially MSI lower bracket finalist.
Yeah, throughout the year in LCS, improved so much. Stumbled at the beginning of this tournament, but gets right back up there when it matters. And now Lyon here trying to close the game. They have the Infernal Soul, the extra damage,
Lyon.
and we
potential caster curse, down he goes. Well done, gentlemen. Tell me more, tell me more.
Pull a
Inspired.
rabbit out of a hat though here, Dracos.
That they would, and they would also need to keep their mid laner alive. His Caps now being ulted. The ace, oh my god, Berserker, legendary. Do not want to risk anything against G2.
All right, here comes G2 though. Broken Blade on the hunt.
Broken Blade going in. Hansama chunked out. Has to stay out of range of Berserker. Needs to continue to backstep. Ulti there, but it's Saint into the back line. Spinning. Shutdown. A disaster from Saint. Lyon now might need to complete the play. Force a greater advantage. Tempered Fate does not connect. Hansama retreating. Lyon, do they want to go for the end here?
I don't think so. It
There
looks
is
like
a murder machine waiting in that brush.
It's a risky play. G2's
He's probably
definitely gonna force
recalled.
something here.
He's recalled. Observers, please.
No, he's in there, buddy. They're both in there.
He's walking mid.
Baron dies
G2
fast.
trying to force.
They might give it.
G2 are gonna do it.
They're just going to take Baron. They've just wandered in. Objective bounty claimed. And I think, EU, we take those. We'll get what we can.
Well around this mid wave to keep the pressure up.
One more explosive fight could just end it in Lyon's favor. G2 are going to need multiple things to go their way. 40 seconds on.
Ils peuvent aussi rush au mi-temps. S'ils sont pas cons, faut surtout pas qu'on laisse la au mid. On stun, Michael obligatoire, mais Caps a pris cher, Caps qui se fait flashin, Caps qui se repositionne, Inspired qui a go in sur le côté, il y a le Olaf. J'ai plus de Syndra, j'ai encore un Hansama. J'ai plus de game, c'est fini. Oh Caps, putain. « 3-0 pour Lyon, bien meilleur aujourd'hui, Inspired a raison de danser. Ils ont été bien meilleurs. Inspired qui fait le bye-bye. Frérot, ta grand-mère, tu vas te faire allumer par HLE demain. Et il a raison de faire le bye-bye, il fait le malin. Alors en plus, c'est vrai que G2 a refusé de le prendre dans son équipe cette année. Je peux comprendre que pour lui, c'est important. Et ils étaient bien plus forts. On n'a pas su trouver notre rythme à aucun moment.